The February wind in Chicago doesn't just hit you, it cuts through you. That's what I was thinking as I stepped out of my '09 Honda Civic, the engine still making that clicking sound I couldn't afford to fix. My DePaul basketball hoodie wasn't nearly enough against the lake effect chill, but it was the only clean thing I had after morning practice and afternoon classes. Order for Sinclair, arriving in 5 minutes. I muttered to myself, checking my delivery app one more time. The address led me to one of those Gold Coast high-rises. The kind where the lobby probably cost more than what my mom's place in South Shore would sell for. My name is Marcus Johnson, 21 years old, point guard for DePaul University, future NBA player if everything goes according to plan, and son, brother, and part-time delivery driver if we're listing all my jobs. That last part wasn't in the plan. But plans change when your mom loses her second job and your little sister needs a laptop for school. The doorman gave me that look, the one that says service and trance next time. But let me through after I showed him the order on my phone. The elevator was mirrored on all sides, and I caught my reflection. 6 feet 2 inches, athletic build that coach says is still too lean. Dark skin with a fresh fade I gave myself to save the $20 a barber would charge. Apartment 3104. I took a deep breath before knocking, straightening my posture like coach always preaches. Stand tall, play tall, he says. Works off the court too. The door opened to reveal a place that looked straight out of those home design accounts my sister follows. Floor-to-ceiling windows framed the nighttime skyline, like it was a painting made just for this apartment. "Just leave it there," said a young woman without looking up from her phone, gesturing vaguely toward a marble kitchen island. Her blonde hair was pulled back in that purposefully messy way that probably took an hour to perfect. She wore loungewear that looked more expensive than my textbooks. "I need a signature on the app," I said, holding out my phone. She sighed, finally looking up. "Fine, give it here." That's when I heard voices from another room. A group of people laughing. "Ellie, who is it? We're about to start the game." A male voice called out. "Just the delivery guy," she answered, then turned back to me. "You look familiar. Do you usually deliver around here?" "Sometimes," I replied. "I also play basketball for DePaul." Her eyes lit up with recognition. "Wait, I knew it. My dad has season tickets." "Johnson, right? The point guard." I nodded, feeling that small swell of pride I always get when someone recognizes me for the one thing I pour my soul into. "That's right, Marcus Johnson." She turned toward the other room. "Guys, it's that basketball player from DePaul. The one from that game we went to with Daddy." I stood there awkwardly as she handed back my phone. That's when I heard it. Not meant for my ears, but the marble floors and open concept layout carried the sound perfectly. "Is he still there? Why are you talking to the delivery guy?" Another female voice asked. "Because he's that basketball player I told you about," Eleanor replied, her voice slightly lowered but still audible. "Oh," said the other voice with a dismissive laugh. "What's he doing delivering food?" "I don't know," Eleanor responded. Then, in what she must have thought was a whisper, "I guess being just a basketball player doesn't pay the bills. Not like he has a real future anyway, unless he makes it to the NBA, which, let's be real." My hand tightened around my phone. The screen probably showed my rating dropping in real time from how hard I was gripping it. My face remained neutral. A skill you learn when refs make bad calls against you, when coaches scream in your face, when opponents talk trash. But this hit different. Eleanor turned back to me with a practiced smile, completely unaware that I'd heard every word. Thanks for the delivery. I could have walked away. Should have, probably. Just another rich person looking down on someone they knew nothing about. But standing there, I saw two Chicagos in stark contrast. Hers and mine, separated by more than just a few miles of city streets. You know, I said, my voice steady despite the heat rising in my chest. I heard what you just said. Her smile froze, eyes widening slightly. And you're right about one thing, I continued. I am a basketball player. I'm also a Dean's List student majoring in business analytics. I work this job to help my mom keep our lights on after she lost her second job. My sister's in high school, and I'm making sure she doesn't have to work like I do. I gestured around the apartment. All this, your daddy's season tickets, this view, talking about people like they're not in the room. That's your version of Chicago. Mine's a 2-bedroom apartment I share with 3 people. It's 5 a.m. workouts before class, practice after, deliveries until midnight, then homework until I can't keep my eyes open. Her friends had gone silent in the other room. Eleanor's cheeks flushed red. So yeah, I'm just a basketball player. But I'm also a lot more than you bother to see. And whether or not I make it to the NBA, I'll still have my dignity. Can't order that on an app, no matter how rich your parents are. I turned to leave, then paused at the door. Enjoy your food. And for what it's worth, your dad cheers louder for me than most people who actually know me. Maybe ask him sometime what he sees that you don't. The door closed behind me with a soft click that felt louder than any slam could have. My heart was pounding as I waited for the elevator, wondering if I just ruined my delivery rating for good. But standing tall in that mirrored elevator, seeing my reflection from all angles, I didn't regret a single word. Some things matter more than tips or ratings. Some things you do because the alternative is letting someone else define your worth. My phone buzzed. A notification from the app. Tip added, $100. Below it a message. I'm sorry. 2 words that cost $100. In Eleanor's world, maybe that was nothing. In mine, it was grocery money for the week. I pocketed the phone and stepped back out into the Chicago winter, the same wind still cutting through me. But somehow, it didn't feel quite as cold. The university gym was empty at 5:30 a.m. except for the rhythmic echo of my basketball hitting hardwood. I'd been here since 4:45, shooting free throws in the half-light, each one carrying the weight of last night's encounter. You're early even for you, Coach Williams said, his keys jingling as he approached the court. At 63, he still moved with the purpose of someone who knew exactly what his body could do. Couldn't sleep, I replied, sinking another shot. That delivery job messing with your rest again? He grabbed a rebound, holding the ball and studying my face. Coach had that way of looking at you, like he was reading a defense. Something like that. I reached for the ball, but he held it. What's eating you, Johnson? I hesitated, then told him about the Gold Coast apartment, Eleanor's comment, my response. Coach listened without interruption, his expression unchanging. So I probably shouldn't have said all that, I concluded. But nothing, he cut me off, finally passing me the ball. Some lessons aren't taught on the court. Some you gotta teach yourself. He pointed to the basket. You think every shot matters the same? It doesn't. The ones that count are the ones you take when you're exhausted, doubting yourself, when people are saying you can't. My phone vibrated in my gym bag. A notification from my delivery app. A message request. I'd like to talk. Same place, for PM today. Double your normal delivery fee just to hear me out. Eleanor Sinclair. Coach noticed my expression. Bad news. I shook my head, pocketing the phone. Just someone who needs to hear a different kind of truth today. He clapped me on the shoulder. Remember, Marcus, dignity isn't just about standing up for yourself. Sometimes it's about giving others a chance to stand up too. I nodded, taking another shot. The ball arced perfectly through the morning light, touching nothing but net. Now, Coach grinned, show me that crossover we've been working on. We've got Marquette on Saturday, and their guards think they're ready for you. As I moved across the court, last night's confrontation faded into background noise. For now, this was my world. The squeak of shoes, the familiar burn in my lungs, the knowledge that every drop of sweat was an investment in something bigger than one rich girl's opinion. But 4 p.m. was coming, and with it, a conversation I never expected to have. The Gold Coast building looked different in daylight. Less intimidating, more just glass and concrete reaching skyward. I checked my watch. 3:58 p.m. Apartment 3104 again. Different knock, same nervous energy. But this time, when Eleanor opened the door, the carefully curated confidence was gone. Her hair was pulled back simply, her designer loungewear replaced with jeans and a Northwestern sweatshirt. "You came," she said, stepping aside. The apartment was empty of friends today. "I'm reliable," I replied. "Part of being more than just a basketball player." She winced. "I deserve that. Please sit." The view of Chicago stretched before us. The same city we both inhabited, seen from drastically different heights. "I've never had someone speak to me like that," she began. "At first I was angry, then embarrassed. But mostly, I realized you were right." She placed a coffee table book before me. "My father's company, Sinclair Media? He started with nothing in South Side Chicago. This is the book he published about his journey." I opened it to find black and white photos of a neighborhood not unlike mine. A young man with Eleanor's eyes stared back from the pages. "He never let me forget where he came from," she continued. "But somewhere along the way, I did. I became exactly what he warned me against. Someone who judges others based on a single story I tell myself about them." She looked at me directly. "I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm telling you that you changed something in me, Marcus. And I wanted to offer you an internship at Sinclair Media's sports division this summer. Not charity. My father saw your business analytics grades. He thinks you'd be an asset." I studied her face for any trace of condescension. Found none. "I appreciate the offer," I said carefully. "But I need to know this isn't about your guilt. It's about recognizing talent and drive when I see it. Something I should have done immediately." I considered the business card she extended. My future. 2 possible paths diverging. "I'll think about it," I said, pocketing the card. "But regardless of what I decide, thank you for listening. That's more than most people do when confronted with uncomfortable truths." As I stood to leave, she asked, "Do you think we can ever really understand someone else's Chicago?" I paused at the door. "Maybe not completely, but we can try to see the city from each other's windows. That's a start." Outside, the spring air had replaced winter's bite. I checked my phone. 2 hours until my next delivery, 3 until evening practice. The business card felt substantial in my pocket, heavier than its paper weight suggested. I thought about what Coach said about dignity, about giving others a chance to stand up too. My mom always told me that people surprise you if you give them the opportunity. Sometimes the surprise is how they grow when faced with truth. Sometimes it's how you grow when you deliver it. I walked toward the bus stop, the Chicago skyline stretching above me. A single city with countless stories, including mine. Not just a basketball player. Not just a delivery driver. Not just a student. A complete person, containing multitudes, moving forward with dignity intact. Whatever came next, whether NBA courts or corporate offices, I'd face it standing tall, playing tall. Just like Coach taught me.